Everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today guys, the AFL has just released the AFL 2023 Gather Round fixture reveal, which Gather Round is the name for Magic Round, which I'll be going over that in a little bit more detail very soon. Although I do just want to say, I do just really want to see this full fixture now. They have been releasing it in times and the full fixture will be out very soon, hopefully. So Gather Round was chosen as the name, but before I do want to go ahead and say that fixture for the first 15 rounds and then rounds, matchups and venues for the remaining home and away matches will be released later this week. So at the time I'm recording this, today is Friday. So do we see the fixture today or do we have to see that on the weekend or Monday next week? Not quite sure, but it does say later this week. So I feel like this week does mean today or tomorrow or Sunday at the absolute latest. So Gather Round was a name that the AFL decided to choose on. They labelled the other names as pretty bad, but I don't know how to feel about this one. The name of the round is Gather Round, a festival of footy. Now, that's what the plan is. The name, obviously, is Gather Round. Feel free to let me know what you think of this name in the comment section. I don't really know. Magic Round sounds way better, but obviously that's the NRL's name, and it is a rival sporting group that they cannot take that name, so they have to think of their own one, and in the end, Gather Round is the name. It'll also be known as Round 5, and some people will still call it Magic Round for the sake of it anyway. So let's just go ahead and hop into the fixture and go over these games. So Thursday night, April 13th, which does coincide with school holidays, is Adelaide versus Carlton at the Adelaide Oval starting 7:10 local times. This is all Adelaide time. That game will also be broadcast live and free on Channel 7. But Adelaide versus Carlton to kick things off now. Adelaide, first of all, starting on them. They don't get a lot of primetime games, so I feel like this is great that both Adelaide and Port Adelaide will definitely both get primetime games at the Adelaide Oval. It'd be a bit rigged if Adelaide and Carlton was to, say, for example, play at Norwood Oval. That would be disappointing. So, great to see that Adelaide are getting a primetime game here up against Carlton. Carlton, their record at the Adelaide Oval was not good, so this is the perfect chance to have some magic and fix this up. So, Friday, April 14, double header. Fremantle versus Gold Coast, Norwood Oval, 4:40 on Foxtel. So, this is interesting. I don't know if I'm a fan of this double Friday night fixturing, especially this one because you got a Friday twilight and then a Friday Saturday night. For back-to-back rounds, this is going to be the case as well because the round prior to this will be the Good Friday Easter weekend. So, this is going to be interesting to see because back-to-back Friday twilight time, then a Friday nighter as well. But yeah, Fremantle, Gold Coast, Norwood Oval, 4:40, Foxtel, and then the Channel 7 primetime Friday night game, of course, broadcast on Channel 7 from the Adelaide Oval, is Richmond and Sydney, which is going to be a massive clash. Exciting to see that one. Now, of course, you got to have a few dead rubber games, and of course, you got to take them to local grounds. And Brisbane versus North Melbourne is this dead rubber game. Going to be played at the Adelaide Hills, 12:40 on Foxtel. Doubleheader at the Adelaide Oval then after that, Essendon and Melbourne. Two big Victorian clubs going head-to-head. Now, ladder-wise, they're on opposite ends, at least at this stage. But yeah, it's going to be the Saturday twilight game, 3:40 at the Adelaide Oval on Foxtel. And then the Saturday night game is Port Adelaide versus the Western Bulldogs on Channel 7. Now, I'm quite surprised that the Crows and then the Power didn't play Thursday, Friday night. But again, fair enough, this one. Port Adelaide and the Doggies Saturday night. Now, the reason why it is at a bit of a weird time, which is going to be 7:50 Australian Eastern time and 7:20 Australian Central time, which is Adelaide time, is because you got to allow time for the doubleheader to actually work. So that's why there's a bit of time in between them. So now to Sunday we go. Geelong and West Coast is the first game of doubleheader at the Adelaide Oval, which probably not a lot of people go to, but Geelong and West Coast is at the Adelaide Oval first game Sunday. Before then, the Channel 7 time slot game, which is GWS versus Hawthorn, Norwood Oval at 2:50. Now, I'm quite surprised that they've made this one the Channel 7 game, although this is always the traditionally timed 3:20 clash for Australian Eastern time. So, again, not surprising that this is the time, but a bit disappointing that it's probably not at Adelaide Oval because it'd probably work out better. But then you got your Sunday twilight game, Collingwood versus St Kilda, 4:20 at the Adelaide Oval. So let's go ahead, go back over these games, have a little look. So, again, got the Crows and the Blues Thursday night to kick things off, which is pretty good clash. Then, again, the Friday doubleheaders. Not sure about that, but yes, definitely do like the look of the Richmond and Sydney game there. Saturday, not too bad. Interesting they've gone this doubleheader. I thought you'd put one on at the 12:40 time slot, and then you'd have your local ground being played in the middle here at this twilight time slot before you go back to the Adelaide Oval for a nighttime slot. And then Sunday, again, pretty simple there. I think this is how a lot of people planned it to be played out anyway. You've got Adelaide Oval the first game, and then the last game as well to be Adelaide Oval with that middle game, whatever time that happened to fall at, to be at the local grounds. The local ground they have used is Norwood Oval, and then they also use the Adelaide Hills Mount Barker. So that's where the other one's going to be played as well. So the AFL did also say that not alone, but they do want to go ahead and see other people travelling around South Australia while this round of footy is on as well, to obviously increase tourism in the state. So there we have it. That is gather rounds and magic rounds. It's going to be getting weird to say gather round because we've known it as magic round while this has been unknown. But yeah, gather round is the official name and term the AFL would obviously like us all to use. So feel free to let me know what you think about the name, gather round, and feel free to let me know what you think about the fixture. Again, though, one thing that I have pointed out as well is there's not really a lot of big Victorian powerhouses going on. You do have Collingwood and St Kilda, and then you've got Essendon and Melbourne, and that's it. There's two Victorian clubs facing like two all Victorian games, and that is it, which is great to see because the AFL didn't want many Victorian games. But there we have it. That is the fixture. Feel free to let me know what you think of the fixture. I think it's a pretty good fixture. But yeah, feel free to let me know what you think in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you guys next another video on the channel. Then guys, we'll smash on. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.